Here's a point-wise explanation of the moon. 1. Natural satellite. The moon is Earth's only natural satellite, meaning it orbits around Earth. 2. Size and distance. It's about 1/4 the size of Earth and is located roughly 384,400 kilometers, 239,000 miles away. 3. Formation. Scientists believe the moon formed about 4.5 billion years ago, possibly after a Mars-sized object collided with Earth. 4. Surface features. The moon's surface has mountains, valleys, and large craters from asteroid impacts, as well as plains of solidified lava called maria, Latin for seas. 5. Phases. The moon doesn't produce its own light, it reflects sunlight. It appears to change shape in the sky through phases: new moon, crescent, quarter, gibbous, and full moon, depending on its position relative to Earth and the sun. 6. Tides. The moon's gravitational pull affects Earth's oceans, causing tides to rise and fall. 7. No atmosphere. The moon has a very thin atmosphere called an exosphere, meaning it has no weather or wind. This is why footprints left by astronauts remain intact. 8. Gravity. The moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth, so things weigh less there. 9. Temperature. Since there's no atmosphere, the temperature varies drastically, from about -173 degrees Celsius at night to 127 degrees Celsius, 260 degrees Fahrenheit, during the day. 10. Exploration. Humans first landed on the moon in 1969 with NASA's Apollo 11 mission. Astronauts have brought back lunar samples for study. 11. Dark side. The moon rotates at the same rate as it orbits Earth, so we always see the same side, while the far side is never visible from Earth. 12. Cultural significance. Throughout history, the moon has been important in many cultures, influencing calendars, festivals, and mythology. Certainly. Here are some additional fascinating points about the moon. 13. Synchronous rotation. The moon's rotational period matches its orbit around Earth, about 27.3 days, which is why the same side always faces us. This phenomenon is called tidal locking. 14. Moonquakes. Just like Earth has earthquakes, the moon experiences moonquakes. These are caused by tidal forces from Earth's gravity and can last much longer than quakes on Earth, but they are much less intense. 15. Lunar soil. The moon's surface is covered with a fine, dusty material called regolith, made from crushed rock and small glass-like particles from micrometeorite impacts. 16. Water on the moon. While it doesn't have rivers or lakes, frozen water has been found in permanently shadowed craters at the moon's poles, and water molecules have been detected in the thin lunar atmosphere. 17. The moon's influence on Earth's axis. The moon helps stabilize Earth's axial tilt, which is crucial for maintaining relatively stable climates and seasons over long periods. 18. Lunar eclipses. A lunar eclipse occurs when Earth comes between the sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the moon. This only happens during a full moon, and the moon can appear reddish during this event, called a blood moon. 19. Colonization potential. There is interest in establishing a lunar base, especially near the moon's poles, where water ice is present. It could serve as a stepping stone for future Mars missions or a research station. 20. Blue moon. The phrase "once in a blue moon" comes from the rare event when 2 full moons occur within the same calendar month. The second one is called a blue moon. 21. Far side versus dark side. The far side of the moon is often incorrectly called the dark side. In reality, both sides of the moon receive sunlight. The far side is just not visible from Earth. 22. Moon and spacecraft. The moon's weak gravity makes it an ideal testing ground for spacecraft technology, and many missions, like NASA's Artemis program, are focused on returning humans to the moon. 23. Supermoon. When the full moon is at its closest point to Earth in its elliptical orbit, it's called a supermoon. It appears larger and brighter in the sky. 24. Impact on human behavior. Some people believe the moon, especially the full moon, affects human behavior or health, though scientific evidence on this is mixed. The idea has deep roots in folklore and astrology. 25. The moon is drifting away. The moon is gradually moving away from Earth by about 3.8 centimeters, 1.5 inches per year. This will eventually affect Earth's tides and rotation over millions of years, though not significantly in our lifetimes. These extra points highlight the moon's scientific and cultural significance, as well as its potential role in future space exploration. Absolutely. Here are even more intriguing facts about the moon. 26. Theories about its origin. There are three main theories about how the moon formed. Giant packed hypothesis, most accepted. A Mars-sized body, called Theia, collided with Earth, and the debris formed the moon. Co-formation theory. The moon and Earth formed together from the same material in the early solar system. Capture theory. The moon was a wandering object that got captured by Earth's gravity, although this is less likely. 27. Lunar mountains. The moon has several mountain ranges, some of which are taller than Earth's mountains. The Leibniz Mountains, on the far side, have peaks up to 9,000 meters, 29,500 feet, comparable to Mount Everest. 28. Lunar lava tubes. The moon has ancient volcanic activity and large underground tunnels formed by lava flows, called shock lava tubes, may exist. These are of interest to scientists because they could potentially provide shelter for future human missions. 29. Moon's role in solar eclipses. The moon is about 400 times smaller than the sun, but is also 400 times closer to Earth, which is why it can perfectly block the sun during a total solar eclipse. This cosmic coincidence allows us to witness this rare phenomenon. 30. No magnetic field. Unlike Earth, the moon has no global magnetic field, though some of its rocks are magnetized, suggesting it may have had 1 billion years ago. 31. The moon's color. While it appears white or pale in the night sky, the moon's surface is actually a very dark gray. Its albedo, reflectivity, is quite low, about the same as worn asphalt. 32. Impact basins. The moon has some enormous impact basins, the largest being the South Pole Aitken Basin, which is about 2,500 kilometers, 1 to 550 miles in diameter, and 8 kilometers, 5 miles deep. It's one of the largest known impact craters in the solar system. 33. Dust problem for astronauts. Lunar dust is extremely fine and sharp, which made it difficult for Apollo astronauts. It stuck to their suits and equipment, causing wear and tear. Future missions will need to find ways to mitigate this. 34. Lunar time. The moon doesn't have a day like Earth. A single day-night cycle on the moon takes about 29.5 Earth days. This means the moon has about 2 weeks of daylight, followed by 2 weeks of darkness. 35. Moon's atmosphere. The moon has an extremely thin atmosphere, called an exosphere, made up of hydrogen, helium, neon, and trace amounts of other gases. It's so thin that it's almost a vacuum, providing no protection from the sun's radiation. 36. Lunar henge. Some researchers suggest that the alignment of certain ancient stone structures, like Stonehenge, may have been influenced by the moon's cycles, especially the prediction of lunar eclipses and movements over long periods. 37. Blue shadows. The shadows on the moon can appear unusually sharp and may have a bluish tint. This happens due to the lack of atmospheric diffusion of light, creating stark contrast between light and shadow. 38. Cold moon. Many cultures give specific names to each full moon throughout the year. For example, the cold moon is the full moon in December, which often coincides with the coldest part of winter in the northern hemisphere. 39. Lunar agriculture. Scientists are studying the potential to grow plants in lunar soil regularly. Some experiments on Earth and in space stations have shown it's possible, though the soil lacks nutrients and water retention. 40. possible future tourism. Several companies are exploring the idea of offering space tourism trips to orbit the moon or even land there. This could become a reality in the coming decades if space exploration continues to grow commercially. 41. Moon's effect on sleep. Some studies suggest that the full moon might affect human sleep patterns, with people tending to sleep less and experience more restless nights during this phase, although the reasons remain unclear. 42. Harvest moon. In agriculture, the harvest moon is the full moon closest to the autumn equinox. Its bright light once helped farmers harvest crops late into the night before modern technology. 43. Lunar rocks and meteoroids. The moon's surface is constantly being bombarded by meteoroids. Since there's no atmosphere to burn them up, even small impacts can leave noticeable marks on the surface. 44. Earth-Moon system. The Earth and Moon are sometimes considered a double planet because of the relatively large size of the Moon compared to Earth. Most other planets have moons much smaller in comparison to their size. 45. No sound on the Moon. Since sound requires air or a medium to travel, the moon is completely silent. If you were standing on the moon, you wouldn't hear any sounds, even if a meteorite hit nearby. With these additional details, you can see how the moon is not only fascinating from a scientific standpoint, but also continues to shape our understanding of Earth, culture, and future space exploration possibilities.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and
make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away.